Across the South Coast, live from Solent University, you're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon, it's 2 o'clock, I'm Evan Pender with your Solent Sports News headlines. It was quite the evening at the World Snooker Championships in Sheffield. A Just Stop Oil protester vandalised one table with orange powder, and that led to Robert Milkins and Joe Perry's match being suspended. But Mark Allen's game was able to continue on another table, and he saw off China's Fang Zhengyi 10-5. We have our snooker correspondent Ned Wilson to give us live updates.
Former World Snooker Tour chairman Barry Hearn said that sport was an easy target. Play resumed today with increased security measures, with spectators being vigorously searched. Barry Hearn said, "In my mind, it didn't do their cause anything but harm. They're not making a point at all, they're just disruptive." Today has been a much calmer day. On table 1, John Higgins leaves David Grace 7-2, and on table 2, Gary Wilson leads Elliot Sleazer 7-2 also. Wilson with the highlight of a break of 131.
Thank you for that. We're sticking to the topic of the protesting. Grand National trainer called protesters ignorant as the 15-minute delay caused his horse to get hyper and fall where it never had before. Sandy Thompson said the delay caused by animal welfare protesters is the reason his horse Hill 16 had a fatal fall at the first hurdle. Last night in the Premier League, Liverpool ran riot against Leeds. Braces from Mohamed Salah and Diogo Jota secured the Reds' first win in 5 games to close the gap on the European places. Manager Jurgen Klopp described the 6-1 win as the best we've played all season and wants his side to back up his performance and play good football.
That's really, really important for me, and that's why I don't think where we can push to or whatever. I just want us to play top football and play and win games, and then we will see where we end up.
In the Champions League tonight, Napoli hope to overturn their 1-0 deficit to AC Milan at the Diego Maradona Stadium. Also, Chelsea host Real Madrid, looking to put an end to their poor run of form with a big win over current title holders, just like they did 2 years ago in the semi-finals. Chelsea manager Frank Lampard wants his team to gauge with the supporters.
Make sure that we engage the crowd throughout, because they can help us, for sure. That's why we're at home. That's why this two-legged competition is the best out there. So, yeah, I'm confident in that. We just need to play our part.
Now we have Charlie Clayton to help give some more information on tonight's game.
Yeah, thank you very much, Evan. As you can see, there's some massive games in the Champions League tonight in the quarterfinals. Chelsea host Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge, along with Napoli hosting AC Milan at Diego Maradona Stadium. First, starting off in Naples, where we have Napoli taking on AC Milan. Both Napoli came into this game following a 0-0 draw against Hellas Verona at the weekend, but that was without their main stars Victor Osimhen and Kavica Kvaratskhelia. So you could say that they're really resting their players because they are 1-0 down in this leg. So I think it'll be a very tasty encounter, especially with them two playing. And as for the Chelsea match as well, Chelsea, as we all know, they're not in the best of form at the minute, coming off a 2-1 defeat at the weekend against Brighton. Real Madrid beat Cadiz 2-0 and they look very comfortable, to be honest. And with the news that Toni Kroos will be staying for another season, Real Madrid fans are very happy with the news of that. But Chelsea need a big night and need to be backed by their supporters, as Frank Lampard did say in his pre-match press conference.
Thanks very much, Charlie. Now we're going to cover the championship. We got Jakub Sazowski to help us do that.
In the championship, Sunderland hosts Neil Warnock's Huddersfield side this evening. Sunderland will look to extend their run of 2 consecutive wins following a 2-1 win against Birmingham City last week, as a win against Huddersfield could move the Black Cats into the playoff spots. Neil Warnock warned his players about complacency.
You can say you can enjoy it, but you can't. It's horrible. It's a horrible taste in your stomach, and I have to try and get the lads in as good a frame of mind as possible and as mentally as strong as possible, and try and let them play with a little bit of freedom as well.
Also in the Championship, Vincent Kompany's Burnley side could secure the Championship title this evening. The Clarets will be hosted by relegation battling Rotherham at the New York Stadium. Both sides will be eager to steal the 3 points as the Millers find themselves a win above the relegation zone.
Thank you, Jakob. Now, England cricket captain Ben Stokes has been named Wisden Leading Cricketer of the Year for the 3rd time in 4 years. This choice comes after a year of captaining England to near excellence. Before taking the role as captain, England had won 1 in 17 games under Stokes. Now the side has won 10 out of 12. Sri Lanka beaten Ireland by an innings and 280 runs, their biggest test win ever. The Sri Lankans amassed 591 for 6 with 4 centurions, whilst the visitors could only manage 143 in their first innings and 168 in their second, with Jaya Surya taking match figures of 10 for 108. The NBA playoffs have kicked off on the 15th of April. They've got off to a hot start with a number of very close matchups already taking place. The biggest story so far is the Sacramento Kings taking a 2-0 lead over the 6-time champions Golden State Warriors. This is also the first time the Warriors have gone down 2-0 in a series where Steph Curry has been playing. Dan Williamson gives us a further update.
Another one of the main stories from the playoffs so far has been injuries. The Milwaukee Bucks star player Giannis Antetokounmpo went down in the second quarter with a back injury and did not return for the rest of the game, which was one of the main factors in the Miami Heat stealing the first game in Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo is currently day-to-day, however there is optimism within the organisation that he could return for game